Let's just try. Let's try this. Test myself here. Should be working. Oops. Let's make some open source. This always starts slow because I have to check myself. Yeah. Ooh. Is audio working? Testing. I could edit this out or something. Yeah, it works. Totally works. Okay, let's go. Um, this is totally awesome. Let's get started. First lesson. It's a lesson I never learn. Don't write code until 4 o'clock in the morning. That wiped me out. That was totally dumb. I have no. I presume it was low productivity towards the end, but it was really the most fun I've had between 3 o'clock a.m. and 4 o'clock a.m. in a long time. So I can't complain. That's the open source part. Let me quickly review and get into it because there's a bunch of system prompts to write today. Starting from the idea of can there be vibe DevOps? I believe the answer is yes. And then ultimately, let's cut way ahead. Just one little sub challenge here um, is, I think, gathering requirements in this planning process. And so, furthermore, I think that gathering requirements really must, in general, be done interactively with a person. Um, Only interactively can you really ascertain whether I won't say you, whether, whether, let's say the software has gained the information it needs. And it's no longer, data structures. It's not integers and floats anymore. It's all like language. It's all concepts and ideas captured in language. So anyway, there's an interactive mode. So phase two and phase three is I haven't even really tackled. I can't wait. I can't wait to prep the plan, and that's going to really get into Claude Code, I believe, because I think Claude Code can run maybe some really useful agents and sub agents and things like this. But today I'm on phase one. Uh, just interactive mode. So then that has kind of triggered. Basically, I'm going to publish this chat field. My intention is to spin this off, make a new repo. I'm going to make Claude Code, pick up all the Git all the Git history and so forth. So I'm going to spin this repo off basically, and um, it will become chat field. And chat field ultimately, I want to be a software package available to run on Python or on TypeScript, both in the browser and in the server, just to gather this information that I'm kind of describing. Yeah, good. It's nice to review. This is the idea of how I would define information to be gathered. Of course, chat field is generically applicable to any kind of interview and collecting information process. And so we're kind of in the middle of this. Where I left off was kind of right. Oh, I remember. I wrote some kind of rough, like placeholder almost kind of system prompts because really it's a conversation. And then what happens is all these annotations, all this kind of definition uh, that's in this syntactic sugar here, in this DSL here, um, mostly becomes, I think, smart prompting, smart system prompting. This is all, I mean, this is a framework I sort of assumed would exist already when I started really getting into things. So hopefully this is useful. Um, so let's get into it. Let me read. We've got Langsmith. Let me just pull up Langsmith. Oh, good. Wonderful. Log in here. Nice. So this thing is awesome. Um, for the work that I put in, this thing is awesome. This thing is um like one environment variable and 20 US dollars. And we can trace um and sort of observe and capture and trace how everything's working. So that's awesome. So let me kind of get into it. Let's see. What do I want to do? Let's get into it. Do I even have? I think I must have checked it and pushed the code, right? Yeah. Okay. So, um, what did I even push? My work on a new data model. Cool. Let's go see it. Oh man, I'm getting sick of this color scheme. I kind of want to change color schemes. Yes, yes, it's open source. Let's be developer friendly. Let me change my theme. Is it called theme like this? Yes. Aha. Oh, no, no, no. No. I want to do it in my config. I'm such a Mac guy now. Oh, that worked. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Here it is. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. What do we want? So I still want a light theme. I still want a light theme. Just like, I think all the light themes are kind of the same. Monokai is dark. Let's do Visual Studio Light. Ooh, light high contrast. Let's do light high contrast. Yikes. Let's do light high contrast. Um, we're done. No, I hate it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. Haha. Done. We're done. So, wonderful. Why did I make this massive data class? Oh yeah, and then along the way, I totally remember. Let's get into it. So, which Python? So, I remember. Oops. Wait, yeah, Chappa. It was this run real, if I recall. So it was. Did I have to do? No, I think I remember. It's gonna work. Oops, it's gonna work just like that. Yikes. Oh. It's gonna. Yeah, 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 yeah. So nice, nice, nice. Actually, maybe I was low productivity, but that's awesome. I'm really excited. This is a bunch of this is code I wrote. It's quite a different emotional experience from when Claude Code writes it. Claude Code writes it. I'm like rolling my eyes. Wonderful. Thank you, Past Jason. This is better than I thought. Okay, so well, I remember it was just printing out the. So this is the serialization of the of the like data model. Oh, and I was talking to a friend about LangGraph. I decided I like LangGraph. It's nice and low level. Let's pull up LangGraph code and talk to myself here. Where was that? It was in the interviewer code. Yeah, so listen, this is like a node in the graph. Route is an edge in the graph, effectively. Whatever. Where's it defined? Somewhere I defined that whole graph. Yeah, here it is. Let's maybe increase my. Yeah, I kind of made fun of this in the past. I can remember at least two occasions of making fun of this code, but it's low level, it's transparent, it's not. It has some virtues of being like really, really simple and kind of transparent and flexible. I think a lot of stuff where you have an impressive sort of hello world on Monday, you end up frustrated getting it pixel perfect by Friday for what you want to do. Then you got to become this arcane expert on some tool because of this impressive hello world on Monday. I think a ton of software, frankly, like over optimizes for like adoption and hello world and impressive first impressions, and fails to really pay dividends when you're sort of maintaining it or when you're really deeply customizing it. It's also just an extremely tough challenge. Anyway, so these are the little node. What is it? My think node, my listen node. I'm definitely going to need a tool call node in here, but I'm going to come to that later. I'm going to need to populate this data model. Let's actually, oh yeah, let's have fun. Let's close some tabs and just kind of enjoy and just kind of, get in slowly. So yeah, here's my data model. Cool. Yep, that's the entire data model. And so that data model is that's the thing that I just saw serialized. Let's actually keep going there. So this is the data definition, obviously. Whoops. This is the data definition. So, oh, I remember my point. LangGraph, one thing that LangGraph's kind of simple and low level, and it plugs into Langsmith, all of these cool things. But one like upfront cost that it really, I think imposes on you early on, is your data model must be serializable. That's kind of a bit of a bit of work, I think, because people very quickly in Python, you just start building little data models, little data classes and little classes and objects and all this stuff. So I think you could quick, and then of course in Python, you're pulling in data frames or whatever else. So, but that's cool. I get it. The point is, if you make your data model serializable, LangGraph can sync that out and maybe even like fan out and run things in parallel, run things in a distributed way. So I totally get it. CouchDB kind of had this where state could kind of diverge and then remerge back in, if you like, specifically for the purpose of distributed operation and like making guarantees about that and so forth. So I like it. I get it. So that kind of stimulated me to write my whole, a whole new kind of serialization format for the data model in an extremely straightforward, like human-friendly way. So that's really, really nice to see. That's really encouraging and just sort of, I don't know, I just like it. I feel more eager to code it. So let's keep going. So then finally, so in my loop, let me go to see that the current idea for sort of the API. Let's see, let me do main user requests. Yeah. Let me do this. Like AI loop, right? Or interview loop, right? Oop. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So this is a trivial difference, but I love it. Yeah. Let's print the user request. Yeah. Let's print it like that. The reason is I want to see it slightly easier in the logs, but then, ooh, I know what else I want. That. I want that. Yeah, yep. Okay. So that's just going to make it slightly easier to read this slop on the screen. There it goes. Okay, wonderful. Now, the point though is the UI, so I want, firstly, Chatfield does not do any UI. It took a lot of work to like learn this this interrupt concept in LangGraph. Where is it? If I go to this interviewer, there's going to be an interrupt. Yeah, exactly. This is totally insane. This is kind of, I don't know, did Streamlit happen first or React? They're all kind of, I think, inspired by ultimately React with this like rerun. It's okay to rerun philosophy. And so this interrupt runs twice. This interrupt function basically runs twice. The first time the agent, let's say, decides it's time to interrupt operation and pass it back to a human. this thing like throws. The subsequent line of code never runs. I believe it throws internally, but I'm not supposed to think about that. But it stops executing my listen node here. And really what happens is ultimately execution flow passes back when that interrupt runs that first time. That's when this request object, notice it's all synchronous code. This request object returns back basically. And if I recall correctly, I want to say either the first argument, I want to say, yeah. I named them the same to understand it. I don't know if I'll stick with this request response language, but that's the point. And so my thought is, so now the wearing the hat of the like application developer, now I build some UI on the basis of that response. At the moment, my UI is printing it out represented this way. The expectation is that this object may or may not change during the evaluator execution. Evaluator. Stop. Let's do that. Let's change the name. Whoa, this would be really cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. In fact, that's a design goal now. I said it would be really cool, but that is definitely a design goal. So I do want to allow, because there's this nice loop and because there's just really the interviewer object and the chat field object, the what do I call it? The interview object. Oh. Well, gee, that's mnemonic. That's really nice. I'll use that. So there's the interviewer object and the interview object. My intention is that either may be modified at any time for any reason during the loop. Maybe there might be helpers to help, copy state over or whatever it takes. But I want it to be one line of code really for the application developer to modify the interview or indeed the interviewer, just modeling off of real conversations in real language. Oh, so such and such is out of scope. Cut it out, or whatever. I think that's going to be important. Definitely building, it's kind of connected, building an interview object dynamically at runtime is going to be important. So that's the point, is when that interrupt runs. Oh, and then it's not implemented yet. That's where I left off. It's not, the picking up where we left off is not implemented. I believe, I'm hoping it can be this simple with no changes to this code. But the application developer may need to pass something back to this Go so that it knows we're proceeding where we left off, something like that. I'll find out. It'll be kind of obvious as I develop it out. But meanwhile, we're still just basically writing up that first prompt. So let's go there. Yeah. I finally started writing it. Let me pull up on my notes. I don't think I wrote any notes since then. Here it is. So I don't think I have any notes. Oh, I wrote decent dungeon master. Let's write that down. A use case that I wanted was this thing could like gather your race in your class and stuff like that to start a Dungeons and Dragons game, for example. Let's go to, I guess, chat field readme, right? Where's chat field readme? Oh dear. Why am I? Yes. Yeah. Come on. Yes. Okay. 55. DM like character creator, right? Character creator. Yeah. Thank you. So, yikes, what is all this? I don't like this. Did I do this? Specs.append. Specs. Wait, did I write this code? Looks like me. For cast name and cast info, we get the prompt. It kind of feels like me. I feel like I wrote this capitalized. Okay. This is definitely... This feels like my code. Okay. Yeah, I think this was like... Actually, I could check the history, but I think this is like the very tail end of my coding where I was keeping my eyes open. Okay, awesome. So, awesome. And the whole point of this was... Yeah. The whole point of this was to build up this prompt here. So you are a conversational... Here we... Oh, yeah. Wow. So the system prompt is... I don't know what working means, but it's working. Oh, it's not logging out my system message? Or my system prompt, rather? Okay, cool. Awesome. And then, so another massive problem that I see reading this is really awesome. I think it might be done like a comprehensive definition of the data model, but the data state is nowhere in here. It's going to have to be. That was another massive like missing thing. So let's get that going. What? So for one thing, I want to like print this out. I don't need to. What is that? Oh, making the system prompt. So that's the point. So we add some. So I see. So if there's no messages, oh yeah, another friend of mine gave me a really great idea to run this thing in batch mode. Let me do that. Two new operational modes. One would be batch mode, reading transcripts from like help desk calls. So this thing would just, it's more or less running in data extraction mode where it's following all this conversation and, you know, shooting out, emitting out well-formed data objects, these interview data objects. And then another, I think, really fun one would be like email mode, where it's kind of similar, where it goes through email dialogues, right? Or like it thinks that it's, the point is rather, I'll just write it. That is like given by the email. It's kind of, I think these are maybe similar. They're both a batch mode. They're both batch mode. And so it may be the same implementation or whatever, but I think that's really neat is to just point this thing at some kind of data set and use all this work that's been put into, you know, how to understand what people say and all the logic that I intend to write into the code base of how to capture it back out and all that stuff. That'd be cool to make it more generally applicable in a non-interactive way. Okay, done. Done. Let's keep going. Now what? Okay, we're thinking. We make the system prompt. That's the message. Do it. Yeah, let's just see my message going out. I don't know why. Oh, I want to print. I know what I want to do. I want to print the actual system prompt. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yes. Cool. Oh yeah, I saw this in the like loop. I saw this in Langsmith, I think, late at night. I was like super happy. Let's see it. Yeah, hey Langsmith. So I pull that up and then I pull up this OpenAI and I remember the prompt was in here. Yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. Let me read it. Let me just keep going though. So is this even anywhere close? And I wanted to actually read some source code of some other tools. What got me into this was noticing how immature the whole world seems on like open source prompting or something like that, or interactively gathering information. But I bet there's also tons of bugs fixed and really good ideas in some of this stuff too, like open hands or something. Okay, so I think okay. Did focus on gathering key information in conversation with the product owner. Key information. Okay, fine. Into a collection called user request. Fine, fine, fine. Fine, fine, fine. Described in detail below. Fine. Although the product owner may take the conversation anywhere, you're responsible for fit conversation and your respective roles. My hope is I can't say be professional. I can't say be. I'm trying to say just fit the conversation because later on the annotations for Alice and Bob are going to actually define what does it mean to fit the conversation. So in my system prompt here, I can't say, I really can't be too specific. I think this is a really cool challenge. And your respective roles, so if I say, you're a dungeon master and you talk like a corny, like cartoon, um, like Renaissance character or something, then that should be the conversation. Or in fact, even I mean, I don't know if I want to test this extensively, but if I say, oh well, your role is someone who always goes off topic and never allows the conversation to proceed, as a system prompt, I'd be real curious to see. I mean, that's a little ridiculous because now the prompt's contradicting itself and it's meaningless to kind of think about the output of that. But I want that like I kind of want that to break it because I want both of those inputs to be very important. That's Mhm. That's how I feel. So now what? So this is kind of lame. Collection user request. Let me maybe change the name. Maybe my lameness is my own usage. A user request. As a product owner. Yeah, it's not a user request, right? It's a what is it? Product owner's request for technical work. It's a work request. It's tech work request. Yeah, it's tech work request. Awesome. So oops. So by having, yeah, come on. Yes. So from having renamed my class, my system prompt improves. Boom. Totally awesome. Totally awesome. That's why it's important. I love it. I still feel that way. What's next? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why are we highlighting? I think it might have written that for me. I don't like that anymore. Where'd that go? Where'd that come from? That's the interpreter. That's the system prompt. Here it is. Nope, don't like it. Keep it simple. Field name. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. So, okay, it's not even complete yet. I got to get it complete and then there's bugs. Oh dear, this as int. Wait, I have a must. Oh, I know, just my logic. This is just 4 a.m. logic stuff. So that what was it? It was the specs. And then somehow they're all joined up. Yeah, the field. Here it is. Yeah, so if they're joined up, then they're just gonna need another. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be like this. I think that's fine. I think it's just gonna have to be like that. If not, I can make. Oh, yeah. Wait, let's see. So then my as int is working. I know. Oh, Perl had a thing where you could R strip. Let's see. I want to strip the last new line. Maybe I do like, is that right? I want to, yeah, because, oh, no, no. Is it just like this? Is that the point that just the specs come first and the casts come second? Yeah, it is, but then, okay, I don't want to totally go crazy here. So, let's keep it and just keep going. This is exactly the sort of thing I wish a test system would tell me on. I don't want to get hung up on. Okay, don't care. Don't care about appending strings. I hate concatenating strings. Next, budget constraints. I think this is fine. Cool. Optional notes. No description. Fine. Fine. Okay. So a massive thing is we're still not decorating what Alice and Bob. We're still not decorating anything about Alice and Bob. So let me try to read this code back. Okay. So here, the collections is mandatory. Then the fields. No. Let's put Alice and Bob above. Right here. Right where I said I should. Okay. Let's do it. So then maybe. Oh, I know. I'm just going to do Alice and Bob. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. So that's Alice and Bob. So Alice and Bob. Something like that. And then I'll say, hey. Right, okay. Just make sure it's still all nice and wired up. I should actually just make it throw. Oh, I know. Let me stop printing my data model for a second. That'll clean up this output a ton. Yeah. So, Alice, it should say, hey, hey, hey. There it is. Okay, wonderful. So Alice and Bob needs to be new lined for sure. So the point is, let me think. What defines Alice and Bob? Oh, wait a second. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, these roles. So it's in the metadata. It's in these roles. There's an Alice role and there's a Bob role. Yes, yes, yes. Now, don't I already have code that does this? Like roles.get? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. All this stuff. Oh, the Alice role and the Bob role is already done. Alice role. Oh, I see. In order to say what they are, of course it does. So I think I just want the Alice role and the Bob role later. Then we get into fields. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So they're going to be empty dictionaries. It's the traits. Yes. But then what if you decorate at Alice? Is that her type? That's her type. That's her type. Let me go read the README. Here's what I'm asking myself. If you do way at the top, if you do at Alice, or let me just find some code. At Alice, right? Here. If I do at Alice, it'll do expert technology. Okay, I'm happy. That's the type. And then it's all traits after that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so it's all traits. So all we have to worry about is traits. So let's go worry about traits. Bob's role. Alice's role, Bob's role. Okay, so Alice's traits, right, is going to be, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. So Alice's traits, or let's just say traits, right? Yes. Yes. Yeah. So then if there's, what do I want? Alice's traits to be, I want to like map something through. Let's just, no, it's going to be Alice traits. That's the point. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we'll say Alice. I can't believe I'm writing all these strings. So I want to, okay. Um, or do I just want to say, well, let me actually think. It might just be a matter of looping through, and because that's all I did for these, right? Okay, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to okay, let me write this down. I want to like mention upcoming traits equals to 2. Okay, I'll remember what that means. The point is in the system prompt, if the traits are coming, if there are 0 traits, don't mention anything about the traits. If there are any traits, tell it the traits will be, you must follow these traits. That's exactly what I want to do. But then I never want to say you must follow traits when there's no traits defined. I don't want to tell an LLM to do that. So let's get some, what do we want? What do we want? So these are Alice's traits. So then let's just do this, right? Let's just do what is it? No, yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes, I know exactly what I want. So this will be Alice's trait, right? Characteristics. Okay, so that's fine. I know what I'll do. Yeah, I know what I'll do. And then I'll say, I will. Fine. So then we loop through, let's do Alice first. If traits. Yeah. So exactly. Yes, exactly. Basically, exactly. So let me think. I was going to do string. It's going to be, let's say no. Traits and characteristics about, and then it's not the word Alice, it's yes, thank you. It's the Alice role type. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't know, one. Okay. Traits and characteristics about Alice's role type. Don't need a colon. I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. Oh, let's do new line, I guess. And then we'll do uh new line, whatever. Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's Alice's traits, let's say. And then, ooh, I'm getting traits, mention upcoming traits. Yes, I do. Let's try this, right? Alice traits. How do I like it? How do I like that? I like it better that way. Alice role. Yeah, I think I like the code that way. Okay, so let's initialize them. Let's do Alice. Next we'll do Bob. Yes, thank you so much. Bob role. Yes. Traits. Yes. Yes. Yes, thank you. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I don't need it. I don't need to say Alice and Bob. Tighten it up. Okay. Wonderful. So then, what's the point? That's Bob's traits. That's Alice's traits. So I guess I could say, yes, exactly. Right. But it's not that. It's with traits, let's say. I don't know what I want to say. I don't know what I want to say exactly. Let's say what? Who like follow? Just what am I trying to say? Like with characteristics. Let me just try that. I don't even know what I'm trying to do. I'm not sure if this is I'm not sure if this is like valuable, but let's just try it. Okay, so You're a conversational something focused on gathering key information in conversation with Bob into a collection called something described in detail below. Yeah, maybe here. Alice and Bob. Right. Let's try it here. Exactly. So that's with traits, right? Into it described in detail below. Although the conversation, your response must fit the conversation. Okay. Do I want to make it like that? That's going to add a space. Although the role must fit the conversation. Yeah, I think I want to indicate that the traits are coming here. Yeah, I know exactly what to do. So it's going to be a real sentence. So I'm going to say, what am I going to say? You are a conversational into a collection described in detail below. I mean, I was going to say like drive the, I'm back to thinking it shouldn't be anything. Yep, shouldn't be anything. Let me just break my little code base here a little bit and keep going. Okay. So then what that's going to mean is now it's super easy. So this sentence just has to say, so let me think. I know what I'm going to do. Details about your, exactly. Details about, let me think. Whatever. I'm gonna not make it perfect the first time. So I'll say, yeah, of the participant. Yeah, characteristics and traits of the follow. Yes, exactly. Let's try that. Let's try that. And so then I want to like follow it with a space. No, I don't. No, I don't. It needs to start with a space. Okay. Okay. I think I kind of want to make it Alice. There may be a circumstance where there's only information about Alice, there's only information about Bob, or there's information about both. But let's not worry. So that's fine. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Participants' characteristics and traits. Yes. Something like that. Let's try that. Okay, so now let's get back to actually making it work. Oh yeah, that's actually okay. So then what is it? Alice traits, Bob. So it's Alice traits and Bob traits. So Alice and Bob, was that it? Alice and Bob. Oh yeah, here it is. I think it's just gonna be Alice traits plus Bob traits, right? I guess the only thing is, let me think. If it's defined, then it's going to end with two new lines. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. It's going to not end with any new lines. Correct. Same for Bob. So let me think. If it's just Alice, let me think. It's going to be, where is it going to be? Here. So if it's just Alice, if it's Alice or Bob, we want two new lines. Yes. Exactly. But we just want that. Dude, this is horrible. I can't believe I'm doing like if statements and string, but let's keep going. Okay, so wait, what? Bob's roll, what? Did I destroy my code? I think I did. No, I didn't. Um, this doesn't matter. So, oh, I see. Yeah, that's still fine logic. Okay, so then what's the point? So then it's not going to be either of these. Yeah, exactly. Stop it. Stop it. Yes. Okay. It's not going to be exactly that. The point is, yeah, so then Alice and Bob equals just two new lines. Yes. And then let me think. It's also going to end with two new lines. Yes. So I guess it's, what's the point? Okay, so we do Alice first. Yes, exactly. We do Alice first. I guess it's if they both exist. Is that the logic? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Is that the logic? I think that might be the logic. Let's just go glance at the output. So, what are we doing? Where's my log? Hey, okay. Sorry. All right. Let's do it again. All right. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad. I think I'm ending. Wait, why am I? Oh, it's already got that, so we don't need that. It's already got new lines. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're an expert technology consultant. Traits and characteristics about. I could say the, huh? I think I should. Yeah. Love it. So now we're doing. Yeah, technology partner. So then if I just go, boom, I go Alice, Alice.trait, talks like a pirate, right? Done, done. Should work. It should say Armades. Come on. Armady! Yeah, Armady. Ye found yourself talking to the resident tech buccaneer. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yes. One little tiny. Ooh, they're in reverse order. I gotta fix that at some point. It's reversing the order because that's how decorators work. Decorators run bottom up, right? Okay. Love it. So awesome. It talks like a pirate. How about a like cliche dungeon master? Go. Uh-huh. Greetings, noble product owner. Yes. Right. Okay, good. Now I'm just playing with a language model. I'm not really pushing the state of the art. I'm just goofing off. Okay. That's perfect though. That's the reason I want this semantic like layer. That's the reason I want this semantic construct. Is I think this is the perfect place to put everything together and to define the interview and the interviewer. And by defining the interview and the interviewer, and also including things like running an offline mode, whew, I think that mental model and data model captures a substantial amount of like AI and specifically LLM work that we're trying to do. That's the whole point. Okay. Wonderful. It talks like a pirate. Okay, still a lot of work to do. So that is that can I just declare victory on the system prompt and move on? That's really my question. I think I can. The point is not that it's great, but that there's a lot of things to do. So enthusiasm as bool. What is your enthusiasm level? Yeah, I must inscribe key details. Champion of the idea. What specifically? Oh, so I think I think I do. In this, yeah, I'm going to add to the system prompt. One thing is I don't want this thing to just, did it do it? Did it do it already? Let's start printing out that AI message content. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass it back. So in this code here, let's just keep going. So this request is returning an okay true or something. I'm bored. Yeah, okay true. Let's return, how about this? Like, let's just say message, like agent message. Let's try that. So or agent message. I don't want to call it a result. Yeah, I will. I'll just call it a result. So it'll be a result, and then we could try that, but I wanted to do this though. I want to see, I think I want to see result.message. Ooh, results sub message. Let's try that. Let's try that. Ooh, messages. Yeah, well, yeah, I trust it. I trust it. I think let's do that. So if that's the case, then what I need to do then in the interviewer is wherever that interrupt runs. Where was that? Interrupt? Interrupt? Am I crazy? Think, def, think. Stop it. Caps lock, def, think. Am I crazy? Interrupt, right? Make system prompt. Listen, interrupt. Yeah. So this request, let's do this response equals messages. Let's start there. Or actually, let's keep okay true. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's just return the state, the messages from the state to the caller. Woo, something's. Why is it red? Why is it freaking out? Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Where's this red? Oh, I think I did. Sorry, did I change any other code? Yeah, I totally did. What did I do? Okay, thank you so much. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, like, wonderful. Fixed. I don't know what I did. Oh, I know what I did. I banged on my keyboard in Vim mode wrong. Is exactly what I did. Okay. So now let's see some stuff. System prompt. Cool. What is this new message stuff? That's from the interviewer. Let's not log that. Oh, the think node. Okay. What node are we in? We're on routing the think. So that's the think is finished already. Yes. Actually. Actually, that's a really good message. I was going to prompt it to say, like, don't just list all the fields. Like, don't overwhelm people. But whatever. So we're routing the thinking. That's the state. Where is that printed? I want to get rid of some. Yeah, let's not print the state just yet. It's just got a bunch of messages, and then it's going to have my entire data. Yeah. So now we're listening. All messages in the state is this. Okay, calm down. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I don't need to print all that state so much, or certainly not the messages, because that's all going to be in my Langsmith. Okay, so now having printed all that, oh, okay, stupid. All right, off we go. This will be cleaner output anyway. Thank you. Very good. So what are we doing? Got a dictionary. Wonderful. So I got my message, and here's my message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm excited to partner with you. Let's start with what you'd like to build. Wonderful. I'm bored. Okay. I mean, this kind of prints it out. This kind of works. Let's just carry on building like the world's worst user interface. So that's the message. And then we're going to do, is it just input? God, I'm going to have to even look up how does Python input even work. Prompt. Literally just one prompt. If they hit into file, raise an EOF. Okay. I guess that's fine. So, actually, that's not bad. Let me actually catch that. Actually, wouldn't be bad. Or, sorry. Keyboard input or yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Thank you. I thought I had my Python syntax off. Okay, boom, boom. Whatever, we just break out. We break out or whatever. Okay, so then what's the point? The user input, so the user message is this. And then what's the prompt? Is that my prompt? Nice. Nice. So that's the user message. If the user message is, if they do Control C or Control D, then we break out. Oh yeah, the message may already be done. That's nice. So that's good to know. In fact, I'm gonna break out before the message is even done. Yeah, because there might not even be a message. Interesting. Okay. Now what? No, I am gonna print the message. I could imagine the conversation carrying on. You could say, oops, I changed my mind. Stuff like that. Okay, so hooray, the user request is done. Breakout. Next, we get user input. So now what happens? Let's just, oh, this is the part where I need to pass the user input back into the loop. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So I guess I could do like this, right? User input equals none, you know? And I could pass that in. Mm-hmm. Basically, we could start there. So instead of user message, it's just user input. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could clean it up. Yeah, exactly. Just strip and stuff. Okay. Could there be empty user input? Yeah. Fine. Empty string? Fine. Now what? This would be really cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. Check pointer, don't care. Messages, don't really care. Okay. And then break out because I'm bored? We no longer break out because I'm bored. Ooh, huge milestone. Okay. We're going to loop for real now. So the user input's going to change. Yeah. Off we go. So this thing should actually prompt me. Oh yeah, we got to go implement. Yep, with the user input. Exactly. It's a, ooh, that's nice. It could return an interrupt. Does it return an interrupt object? I thought I printed out the type. All that, I took all that trouble. It was dictionary for sure. No, it doesn't return. I don't care. Okay. Yeah. Also, they will call go repeatedly until the conversation is done. I think I need a command object. Yeah, at some point I'm going to need a command object. So let's do this, right? Let me think. This is creating a whole new state object. Right. No. So maybe rather than creating a whole, let me think. Okay, so what is this graph input? Right. So self.graph already exists, right? Here. And the idea was to put the state. The problem was, maybe I'll do underscore state or something. What I noticed was that state object did not seem to persist. It seemed to be copied along. So it was a bug to go grab that state object and use it later. That was old state. I think you have to do self.graph.getState. So then so then really all I need to do is um, you pass in an interview. I think I just need to initialize the state here and just never touch it again. Let me think. I pass in my user request. And then when I call go, the state, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's still not clear to me. Maybe, let me go read real quick. Maybe I can read and learn a little something I didn't. It's still not clear to me. What is this graph input object? Like, does it have to be a state object? I feel like I want to put the state into that graph object once and then never think about it again and have it associated with it or something like that. It seems bizarre to pass this input into it. Let's go read about that. So that's, what is this? See my audio? Put the state. Yep. Let's go read about this. Let me turn myself off in read mode. Read mode, thank you. So that's LangGraph. What is that? What am I trying to say? I want to read the reference. Let's just pull it up. Pre-gel. Oh, I see. It comes from something. Good. I can bite my lip. What else? Types, config, yes. Ooh, channels. Interesting. Constants. Graphs. So the state is kind of not in here. Let's go read about graphs real quick. So it's a state graph. Okay. Okay. Now what? Let me cough. So what is this input schema? Aha, the input to the graph. But this is all when it's defined. Yeah. Which I have done none of that, right? Let's go read it. State graph. No, that's wrong. I did pass the state schema for sure. Wonderful. So the state schema is passed in. And then, okay, this is already answering my question. The input schema is distinct from the state schema. So I think this is, I actually now believe this is incorrect to pass this state in. Maybe I've taken advantage of it somehow. Let's keep reading. How does it actually work? So how about the stream? Okay, so there's a state graph, you add node, you add edges, you add sequences, and you compile. Okay, so once it's compiled, I see it's a pre-gel. Is pre-gel another project? Actors and channels. Cool. Let's get out of pre-gel. So then, oh look, invoke, stream. So there's an input or a command or none. Yeah. Stream mode, print mode. Okay, so it has some inputs. The input to the graph required. Maybe I could say input equals none. Why is it allowed to be none, but it's required? That's weird. There's the config. Now I pass the config in as well. Yes, I do. Okay. The config to use for the run. Static context. Okay, stream mode. Yep, cool. Emit LLM messages token by token. Yeah. Okay, that's neat. I can hook into any kind of level of streaming. That's cool. Print mode. Whoa. Yikes. Output keys. The keys to stream. Oh, I see. Interrupts. Cool. Subgraphs. Right. Okay. Thank you. The output stuff for the graph, right? The output shape depends on the stream mode, of course. Okay. Asynchronous streaming. What is invoke then, real quick? What's this? Run the graph with a single input and config. It can be a dictionary or any other type. Okay. This input is interesting because I feel like init should set up that state, right? Init should populate the state. My init node should populate the state. Okay. So what's the difference between invoke and stream? Does invoke... I think I can go read the examples. Whoops. Oh, it doesn't really say much here. Yep. Okay. Oh, these are like the same arguments though. Run the graph with a single input. I guess this is just not streaming. Invoke would seem to be the same as stream. Okay, so then get state. Ooh, get state history. That's nice. Get the current state of the graph. Oh, nice. Oh, it returns a state snapshot object. Cool. There are, yeah, these state snapshots. Yeah, the state's been evolving and there's history. I can't touch that old state object. Okay, wonderful. I think I know enough. What's this with config? With config, that's cool. Create a copy. Okay, don't care. So I think I can kind of go back. I think I want to get back to, so what if I pass in, this input's going to be an empty, let's just make it none first of all. And let's just let that crash. What's going to crash? Okay, received no input. Wonderful. Empty input error. Thank you. That's in pre-gel. Perfect. Do I want to pass in? No, I don't want to pass in anything. I got an object. I got an object-oriented thing. I'm fine. Okay, so wonderful. So it told me specifically, okay, none was allowed, but whatever. So let's try empty object. Off we go. I don't know if this is perfect, but this is definitely moving in the right direction. Yeah, that's my code now. Wonderful. Line 192 is crashing. Perfect. Okay, cool. So let's go initialize some state. Ooh, this will be a fun one to trace. Let's go trace this. What in the world happened? Generator exit. This is awesome. Input was no data. Okay, let's try this. If I say the input is hello maps to world. Yeah, exactly. Run again. Is that input just simply that object? Show me line graph. Come on. Should be another one with the same error. Oh, am I gonna have to I'll restart it. Reload it. Yes. Is that input? If that, yes, good. We're learning. I'm learning. Okay, so this is, that's good to know. That's good to know. So the entire graph was started with this input. What I don't understand is like, if I run it again, I guess the stream returns it. What I don't know is how to continue it, but we'll find out. I'll find out. So that's great. So we will pass in nothing. We could pass in the human, we could pass in the user input actually. That may be a valid thing, because how else was I thinking of doing it? Yeah, let me think. I was thinking of how would this input go in there? Let me think. If the, maybe it should be this, it's literally called the input argument. So let's do that. So we'll make it the user input. Or let's say user message, right? Yeah, is the user input. Why are you passing in that interview? Nobody cares. Okay. Let's try that. So the user message will go in. So now we run it. It should probably crash just the same. Yes, but we're going to have a trace of, this is nice. Nice. Okay, so after hello world, I wish it's like not quite refreshing. Yes. Yes, the user input is null. Wonderful. So The only thing is, where can I want to, now I need to catch that user input. If that's the point, let's go see if I can catch that, for example, in the initialization node. Yeah, because the state hasn't even been, let's go see. I believe the state is um, like at no point did I define this list, you know? So is this thing null? Let's go, let's see. That's perfect. So initialize is going to print out its state. Yeah, let's just see what that does. We're learning LangGraph. This is awesome. Its state is an empty dictionary. Let's see the type. Where's that? Here. Let's see the type. I like when I type faster than the autocomplete can do it. Dictionary. I'm not sure I like that. Okay, let me go read the LangGraph starters. And I want to see how they're initializing and defining their state. So this is the pre-built agent. There's no state in here. They do a .invoke. Configure an LLM. Custom prompt, memory. But there's still no state. Structured output. Wow, the whole thing with no, yeah, let's do our custom workflow. There's the state. Okay. They pass the type in and they never, okay. So let's add a node because the state has messages. Oh, maybe like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this code. I'm going to take this. I don't know. I don't know if this is helping me or not, but so when I define my state, LangGraph.graph, here, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's do like that. I'm going to try to do that. And then what else was it? Annotated from typing, import annotated. I don't have that. No, I do. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Yeah, exactly. Let's say, what is it going to be? Annotated from list, and we're going to use add messages. Yes, thank you. Whoops. Stop. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Don't know if I want that. Let's just do it the way the code. Yeah, that's how the example is. Let's stick with the example. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if that helps though. So it's still passed in. So the messages, let's see. Let me reread about the, when defining a graph, the first step is to define its state. The thing is, there's a difference between defining and declaring, you know, and this is defining. It's not assigning any values, and it's not initializing. The state includes the graph schema and reducer functions that help handle state updates. In our example, state's a schema with one key. I see the reducer function appends new messages to the list. Okay. Keys without a reducer will overwrite previous values. Of course they will. Okay. I see. So every key can be reduced. Love it. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And couch to be the entire documents reduce. So that's awesome. Okay. So now that we've added a node, all right, LLM.invoke. Okay, fine. I see. That's why it only has to return this one. What is it called? Like a singlet, a one list. That's why, because it's got that reducer on it. Okay, wonderful. Totally love it. So the only thing I need to do is go to, what do I want? Go to when it defines its first state. Nope. Nope. Come on. There's got to be more interesting state at some point. Route tool. Whoa, what? Oh, yeah. I know all this. I know all this. Okay, state, 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 state. I could search for state, but I'm trying to, I don't know why. Okay, memory. Some point it's gonna do state. It must have had a more sophisticated state by the, okay, here we go. So, oh, this is cool. Yeah, we've made checkpoints. To inspect a graph state, you just call get state with a particular config. Interesting. Okay. And you get a state snapshot. Since the graph ended this turn, next is empty. Oh, interesting. It's like a linked list. Okay. Interesting. Okay. The state still hasn't changed. Human in the loop. Any state changes? Still no. That's kind of an important thing. Everyone's code is going to instantly put a bunch of state in there. Yeah, it's still not right. Okay. All right. Let's follow the state section. So they're serializable. Populate inside of the human assistance tool. Inside the tool? Okay. Sure. Use command. Okay, so now they're mixing and matching. Okay, so let's see. Human response is just okay, I definitely get it more. So how does human assistance get these like formal parameters? The human, is it defined somewhere? Prompt the chatbot. I'll use human assistance. Oh, or is it just coming out of the add human assistance graph.stream? Okay, I think I'm gonna get this. Resume. Okay, I'll figure out commands in a second. Where else? I was reading that code base. Where's that dang code base? Okay, no. Oh, right, because it's all partial code. So, we generally require an ID of the tool call. We can use LangChains injected to signal that this argument should not be revealed. Oh yeah, I remember reading this. Okay, right. So you annotate it to say, okay, whatever. That's tool call stuff. So they interrupt, and then from the interrupt, here's a state update. Oh, okay. Oh, it has to be in a command. Why? Okay. This time we explicitly update the state with a tool message inside the tool. Okay, so the update to the state is the verified name. Human response.get. Correct. Oh, I see. So if it's correct, then they flow in. Oh, and the human response. Oh, I see. The human response itself is a dictionary. And the way that works is the interrupt's going to return that. I suppose that'll be passed back in when I pass in maybe subsequent inputs to that stream function. Let me keep thinking. All right, fine. And for some reason, it returns this command, this like promise or whatever to do these updates. And then this is the new, and so then it explicitly puts a tool message, and then a tool message is defined elsewhere, if I recall. Oh, okay. It's a LangChain thing. Okay, great. Okay, let's do it. Prompt chatbot. Prompt chatbot to look up the birthday of the line graph library. Wait, what? Indirect user input. Can you look up in layers? Okay. I see. Human assistance tool. And we stream. This is the input, so that's the user input. So we're still like starting. Okay. Awesome. There's the config. Tablet. Oh, and it actually ran that tool. Okay, I love it. Okay, so this tool's different. What's this human assistance? I'm gonna stop reading. I want to write some code. Okay. What state? That's the interview object. Let's just, I don't know if it's a type dict or not. I'm just gonna, oh wait, no, it was an empty object, wasn't it? Yes. So how do these messages? Yeah. No. Not this. Where else was it like initialized? Yeah, here. Yeah, it's just initialized by fiat in the like example code. That's like it's the input state. There's the messages. Ah, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna follow it. Okay, what that means is the way I was doing it is correct. Let me try to split the difference. So I create a state object, or maybe I don't, yeah, I may as well create a state object. And so we're not going to pass in interview. We're only going to pass in messages. That's the point. And so then the user messages is going to be like this, right? User messages equals, it's going to be the user messages. We'll do like that, messages. Okay, so it's going to be, what it was it? Yeah, exactly. Role user content. Yes, exactly. It's going to be a one. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Empty list. Yes, perfect. Perfect. If there's user input. Yep, okay. So we'll start. Right, I mean, this is the, maybe, like get state. I think maybe it is. I think maybe that's the point. So let's see. Okay, so these inputs, so this will populate that. I mean, gosh, if I'm gonna do it, why? If I know I'm initializing, I guess I will pass in. Let's just stay with that. I guess I've decided that works. That's okay. I guess the problem is I just got to figure out where in this business logic here does it know the difference between starting a conversation and continuing a conversation. So that'll pop out of out of like testing this. All right, off we go. I'm happy with the config, self.config. I'm happy with the events. So not a lot has changed. What's the point? Let's just run it and see where we are. So it's generating a response right now. Cool. That was pretty fast, actually. Oh, perfect. This is a great example of a bad prompt. Yep. Yep. Awesome. Good. So I'm glad to I'm glad to system prompt in. Let's just go make a little note somewhere in here to do, yeah, anywhere. Um to start like to start but rather the most, something like that. Again, I don't want to say most important because that's kind of evaluating the data. Oh, my still screen good. I'm loving my coffee. Okay. This totally worked though. My first string. Cool. Cool. This is my first response ever. So awesome. So awesome. Okay. Not ever, but I mean on this project. Okay. Let me click myself on. This is exciting. Boop. Okay. What time is it right now? So we initialize. Is that right? No, that's wrong, actually. Right, right. This initialize. So this initialize starts off. Does the initialize need to set a system prompt? No, I don't think so. The messages is empty. The interview object is defined. There's hints. Any specific thing you want to build. Yeah. I've never even defined these hints yet. A ton of this is going to have to be explained further. What else? Basically working. So here's the problem. The first time it runs through, it's correct. Oh, the thinking has happened, right? Yeah, yeah. Let me go see. Oh, the thinking just modifies the state. The thinking, no, the thinking should be calling the LLM. Of course. Where's think? Should put these in some sort of order. Make system prompt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. It literally just invokes the message right now, right? And it receives the new message. Correct. This is how they auto append. I think I wasn't auto appending them before. I get it now, how the auto appending, the reducing. What else? I actually kind of want to see that. What exactly is a new, stop it. What exactly is a new message? Coming back from that evaluate or whatever, from that LLM invoke. Here it is. Oh, okay, okay, it's literally that. Okay, so it's the AI agent saying hello. Okay, wonderful, got it. Is that how that invoke works? Okay, I guess it does. I don't want to get too into specific LLMs. That's another thing I find tedious and uninteresting. It's exactly like the various forms of Unix hardware. It's tedious and uh, irrelevant. Okay, what else? So what is the next like? Okay, we still have the problem of uh maybe should I tighten it up? No, let's keep with this thing. So the interviewer.go returns something. That's totally working. Let's clean up the output. Interviewer.go return something. Let's clean up the output. It's just gonna look a little tidier. But I'm not using a debugger or anything. I gotta spend time on all that. So then, now what? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if I do hi, please add extra notes. So I say hi. Right, so it's initializing. In my loop, request done equals false. So this initialize is definitely a bug. But what is that? Oh, in the wrong. This initialize here. I've started two graphs is what I've done. That's the bug for sure. Yep. I've started two graphs, and the reason I know that is it literally creates a brand new state. Oh, I actually haven't started two graphs. I've started two inputs. They're going to have the same thread ID, actually. Actually, let me go trace this out. This might be interesting. I should have two with the same thread ID. Hi. This hi. Let me see if I can learn some lang trace or some langsmith. Where's the thread ID? Prompt. Filter. Where can I see my thread ID? They make me put all this effort. Cool. Ooh, thank you. Awesome. So, is this the one with the follow-up? Right. So I think maybe this is the bug. Where's the user prompt? Does it say hi? Okay, the human said hi. That should not be a new graph. I think that's the point. I think that's the bug. That should be a follow-up in a previous graph. That should, I think. So what I know for sure is when this hi runs, when this go runs, I need to decide. So the bug is right here, I believe in my code. Let me think. Okay, I know. I'm going to go back and read this stream. And if I can pass a command as the first input, then I'm pretty sure I understand what's going on. Come on, Schwartz. Where is that? Graphs, stream. Yes, yes. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So I got to pass this command in. Wonderful. So how do I make a command object? They explained it in all those walkthroughs. I totally understand. So I got to pass a command back. So I have to decide whether I want to basically start a state or a command. And the way that would work is, let me think. So what I could do is like, no, I don't know. Let me just read about maybe the inspiration will come when I relearn how to do that. So it was human in the loop, I think. Yeah, passing. Okay. Calling interrupt inside a node will pause execution. Execution be resumed with the new input from a human by passing in a command. Passing in. Interrupt is ergonomically similar to Python's built-in input. Ergonomically similar. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a little kind of, I think, awkward that we're talking about. Well, whatever. Okay, so do I have a command imported? Yes, I do. So next, where do they run that? Oh, they highlight that. That's cool. Where did I? Here we go. Resume equals blah. Oh, and they pass it in. Okay. Got it. This is the sort of thing an LLM gets on the first try. But a primate has to be like embarrassed into it. Totally remember. Totally makes sense. Awesome. Love it. Okay. So that's exactly right. I just have to make this command object and say resume. And then what is this? Okay, stream modes are irrelevant. The config is also good. This is totally going to work. So it's a human command. The only thing is I don't know. Oh, I think I do. Okay. So that's how we resume. So I guess the resume argument, let's try this. Let's comment that out. So when you run a command, a string, that's weird. Update and a resume is a dictionary. Okay. I'll do that. So that's the point. And what are we going to send in? Is it the user message? Yes, it is. That's empty list. Let me think. No, I don't want a user message if it's totally empty. But if it's a follow-up, I guess I do. I don't want to write any logic to like validate that user input, so we're skipping that. So we're just going to throw that in as the user input. Yeah, we're just going to do it like that. Totally. Oh, no, the user input. Nope, that's wrong. The user input needs to be what? Yeah, just pass it in as a null. Should be fine. So that's the command. So then how do I know which is which? I could do a get state. Okay, so I could do a get state. I could go self.graph.getState. Yeah. But, and then can I pass anything? Oh yeah, a config. So just to be explicit, yes, exactly. Self.config. So that's cool. Anything else interesting? Subgraphs. Okay, no. And so I get a snapshot back. Let's say. I get a snapshot back. Let me go read it though. I wonder if there's anything more interesting or more correct. So there's get state history, update state, bulk update state, get graph. What is that? Return a drawable. Oh, okay. Oh, so there's not much. So that's awesome. So I could get state. So if I get state, I have to be certain from my state that we're continuing or not. Is it just as simple as the messages list is empty? We could start there. This is getting into the whole like, can it run in batch mode? I don't want to code in too much logic of like taking turns with messages too much. Because if this thing's going to go batch mode, that may be difficult to back out of. That may be difficult to re-implement. There'll be all sorts of assumptions and shortcuts and stuff having to do with that, like TikTok kind of approach. So I don't like it. But whatever, we got to get some code out the door. So let's see. State. Okay, so yeah, just print. Yeah, the state should be just a regular dictionary. Let's just throw real quick, just so I can figure out my bearings. Whoa. Yikes, that is not an object that I want. Is that the snapshot? Hold on. Yeah, get state, and it returns a state snapshot. But let me go read about that state snapshot. What's up with this state snapshot? Here it is. Yes, yes. Values, .config, metadata, tasks, and interrupts. Values of channels? Whoa. Snapshot of the state of the graph at the beginning of a step. Okay, so it'll explain it. Current values. I guess we could try that. The name of the node to execute. Right. Oh, it's the name of the node. It's not like a linked list, I don't think. Okay. Config, fine. Don't care. Created at, don't care. Parent config, I guess I don't care. I don't know about tasks, maybe. And interrupts also may be interesting. Interrupts that occurred in this step that are pending resolution. Whoa, I definitely want to see that. So I definitely want to see those interrupts. So cool. Oh, and these are all attributes. Yikes, because it's a named tuple. That's why it's printing out all weird. Okay, wonderful. That was my config object, obviously. Is that the third object in the list? Yes, it is. Cool. Totally understand. So these are likely to be the values. These are likely to be the next nodes. It says tuple. But it's serialized, so I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's keep going. So that's right. So what do I want to see? Let's look at those values. Let's say state values. I also want to see, let me just keep writing this string. Let's just keep rocking this string. I don't care. What else did I want? Don't care about the config. Care about tasks and interrupts. I don't even care about tasks. Let's just look at interrupts. Let's do this. No. Yes, exactly. Just represent them. Okay, good enough. This is temporary code. I just want to see what the heck this thing is. How can I ascertain? No interrupts, no values. Wait, no values? That can't be right though, right? Let's do this. Show me those values. Okay, maybe that's good. They're null because so let's try this instead of just crashing. Let's just do this. If state.values. Yeah, exactly. JSON it. Thank you. And then otherwise, So I think this will be the basic condition that finds it. I just got to make it work. Um, yeah, exactly. So that's empty state, new, like conversation, really, right? That's what I believe is happening. And let's just say, no, I want the conversation ID. Where's that from? Self dot config. Is that a dictionary? What the heck is that self dot config? What is that? Yep, dictionary. Config subconfigurable subthread ID. Okay, I bet it does it for me. Thank you. Okay, God. All right, I believe that's the deal. So then what that means, let's stop throwing exceptions, and the graph input becomes the new, a fresh state. That's the point. Uh-huh. And so then I believe, let's just throw basically here, I believe this command needs to be correct. Hey there. Maybe. Maybe. And then maybe that command goes directly, or maybe the resume argument to that command pops out of the interrupt on the second execution, right? So that would basically work. I could just wing it. I could just assume it's going to work. Let's just assume it's going to work. So it's the graph input. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me log out Go. Also, they don't. Go. Let me just do that. I think it might work. Okay. Let me just go back and restart. Go. New conversation. Good so far. Initialize. Initialize does nothing. But here's some state. Actually, this is nice. Is that initialize printing out its state? Can never remember my own code. Yes, initialize is printing out its own state. So this is nice. This is all populated. So initialize has no work to do. There's no messages yet. That's correct. Oh, this is totally right. There's no messages yet. The interview is defined. Uh-huh. The interviewer is completely defined by the interview object. So maybe you don't have to swap out interviewers. Maybe the interviewer can respond if you just decorate your interview object differently. Anyway, we'll do that later. What's next? Okay, fine. Correct system message. Off you go. Here's the collection. These things are defined. The AI says, hello. I'm glad to connect. Right. Good. Good. It's glad to connect. It's glad. It's glad. Good. I'm glad it's glad. I'm glad it's glad. Oh, God. What are we doing? Okay, let's go. Let's go. So that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. This will help us clarify scope of work. Wonderful. So my input should then be this. Okay, let me think. When let me think. So now we're looping the second time. I've defined some user input. It's just gonna pass it in normally, but over in the interviewer, that input, where is that? Come here, input. Come here, go. That input. Input doesn't matter. That's right. The input doesn't matter. So from the state of the graph alone, we ascertain whether, like, what to do. And the point is, from the state of the graph, at the moment, just literally any state defined means let's continue. And so we're going to continue, and the user input will be passed in to that resume argument. Oh, and let me go check actually. So interrupt, stop, interrupt, stop. Oh God, I should have searched backwards. Okay. Here. Interesting. So it's not going to change any state. I don't think it'll send maybe the right messages back to the LLM, I'm not sure, but it will log out. Oh, I know. This will be the first time I ever actually see this log message because it's always interrupted. So I should see the interrupt result is type dict, and this response should be user input is my input. So that's the point. So I'm going to say, what is the weather? How is the weather? Oh no. What's not JSON serializable? Okay, let's see how far did it get. How is the weather? So I'm in my loop. We're going again. Where is it crashing? In a JSON encoder? Oh, is it printing something out? From chunks, we're listing. Where is that? Encode. Oh, it's my state values. Oh, I can't JSON dump my state values. Fine. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. That's fine. Let's keep going. Okay. Can't JSON dump. I thought it might be some sort of wrapper object or something. Okay. So, new conversation. All right, let me try again. How's the weather? Awesome. Didn't crash. So, interesting. Seems to be kind of dictionary-like to me. Maybe it has some objects in here that don't serialize. That would be bad though, but I don't care. So from these values, oh yes, yes, totally working, yes. We're back in the listen node. No, wait a second, state values. I didn't log anything else. No, I did not. I logged these state values and I just rocked and rolled and made this command and I pass it into the input. This totally works. This totally works. Totally works. And then the input comes out of the interrupt. Where'd that thing go? Yeah, this interrupt. So then all I got to do is pop it in, is append it, unshift it onto the end of the messages, I'm pretty sure. So what I've got is a dictionary of user input. Yeah, so, well, what I could do is just pass in a straight up string. Do I want to do that? Seems dangerous to let's see, in my code, in my loop, I pass the string. Yes. And then in here, I'll broaden it out into this dictionary. That's fine. So here, yes. So when we resume, we'll call it user input. Yeah, that works. That's totally fine. Or user message. No, user, what is it? Dot content, is it? Yes, dot content. Let's try that. User content. User input. I don't care anymore. Okay, it's user input because it's already implemented. So then when we resume, we're going to have this sub user input object or whatever, string actually. And so then I just need to like stick it to the end of the message. Didn't we already do that? When did I create that? Yeah, here. Easy. New conversation. It always starts empty. That's the point. Because I pass in none the first time. I see. So I could kick it off actually with a message here. That's cool. Yeah. So then that's interesting because then the system prompting may need to be fixed. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a bug. If you pass a message in the first time, the system prompt won't be populated. That's totally fine. That's a bug. So yeah, let's keep going. So yeah, yes. I think it just goes like this, right? State sub messages. It equals this whole new dictionary. And it's gonna be, yes, exactly. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's that. Yeah. What is that response? Let's just do that. Fine, fine, fine. So the interrupt result, I don't think I need to log that. Yeah, I will still. I want to celebrate my interrupts wired up correctly. That totally works. So what is this response? This doesn't matter, right? Oh, yeah, it passes it in. No, 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 I just have completely bonkers variable names. So this is the, basically what this is it's a, I don't want to call it a message. That's an overused term. This object is passed back to the like API user is the pointer to the API caller. So we don't need okay true. This actually works. Um, what do I call it? Feedback. Let's call it feedback. Yeah. So we'll send feedback. We'll send feedback to, oops. We'll send feedback to the caller effectively through this interrupt mechanism. And then the interrupt mechanism will, there'll be what do I call this? Is there a better variable? Yeah, there is. This is like the update, right? Update. Yeah, it's an update. So response, update. Whoops. Update. Did. Whoops. Okay, so it's an update. Now, when things are working, this node run a second time. Totally does. Totally does. Let's keep it just to have fun. And then from the update, you're expected to have a user input. That user input is just I believe stuck to the end of this list, and then we're just going to return the state. And that should, let me think. Oh, wait, listen. Yeah, listen. I know it's going to follow the graph. So listen. Where's that graph defined? Yeah, here. Listen must jump back to think. So then actually I can just write think. I know it's going to jump back here modulo bugs. It's going to jump back here. So yeah, if the messages is 0, we need a system prompt. This is where the bug is going to be. Let me just write it. There's probably a bug. So if the user says, hi, I'm happy to get started, that seems more likely in the real world where you're doing like just in time, you don't want to waste CPU and LLM generating stuff. You want to like prompt waiting for people, and when they hit return, then it kicks it all off. That's how all of this is done. So it's likely to maybe start with a user message for some reason. Certainly seems okay. So then look, I guess. Okay. I think it's gonna work. Ah, I don't need to log my messages because I can go check it in Langsmith. This is awesome. So I'm just going to let it run with my messages. There should be at least one in there from having populated it over in the, uh, what is it called? The node that's not think. What the heck is it called? Listen, listen, listen. Okay, so let's run it. Control D, cool. Okay, listen. So we're listening. Hello, I'm here. How is the weather, right? Interrupt result. Okay, cool. Okay, got my user input. Okay, let's go look at the Langsmith um, trace. Come on. Ooh, exception? Wait, I don't remember an exception. Is that keyboard interrupt? No, isn't that the previous one? I don't have access to real. Yeah, listen. Oh, is it not like logged yet? Hello, I'm excited. How's the weather? Tell me that we can get started. All right. The weather is good. Good, good, good. So good. Good. I didn't plan on laughing as much on this project. That's funny. Okay, so now what? Is it logged until I close it? Like, where are my traces? I want to see my traces. Excited. Let me kill it. I felt a little lag there. Maybe it synced it before it. Oh, am I filtering by message ID or something? ID. I think I am. Where do I clear my filters? Yes, right? Copied. Tracing. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, yeah. Maybe I was filtering. Yeah. Maybe I was filtering. Okay. Listen, think. Oh, okay. I think this is. Okay, listen, think. The weather is fine. Let's jump right in. So the user says, tell me the weather is fine. I would have expected that to be a follow-up or something. I don't know if I have a bug. Yes. Interesting. User input. How is the weather? Yeah. It's outputting the whole message list. Okay. Interview is null. What? Okay. All right. I don't know if I have a bug because these things all have. What I could do is check that. Was that the. Where was that? Yeah. The thread ID A31. Uh-huh. Oh, so this is my thread ID. So this is the thread. Is there any way I can see it? The weather is fine. Okay, cool. Graph interrupt. Oh, that does throw an error. I was right. It's an error. I think. I think that's an okay, interrupt. But here it says error. Yeah, I bet it's an interrupt. Okay, fine. Okay, wow, it's really okay. I don't want to learn tracing too much right now. So this totally works. This totally works. So let me find that little to do. Yeah, tell it right. Actually, I know. Oh, I remember what. Oh, shoot. This kind of makes some of my work redundant, but I think I was gonna have a. No, I'm not. I'm not. Let me think. To make it start short and simple, no, I don't think I'm gonna system prompt it that way. Tell it to start short and simple. Not with the full list, but rather the most natural starting point. I'll do it a little bit. So here's some traits. Yeah, I'll do you. I'll just do that. Let me just try that. I don't want to overdo it because short and simple itself again is a trait. So I kind of want to just put over in Alice's definition here. Yeah, w- technology partner for the product owner needs to understand the request in detail in order to implement correctly. Sure. And then I guess I could just throw in another trait, which is um like exactly keep things simple and focused without overwhelming um okay, so I think by prompting it that way, I'm just literally going to see shorter prompts coming out of shorter messages coming out of the my actual example. Yeah, perfect. Man, a specific time. Oh, I know exactly what I could do. Let me think. Where are these like annotations? Keeps things simple. Technology partner. Yeah, I gotta switch. I gotta reverse these traits. I know exactly where it happens, right? It's here, these traits. So if traits, it's totally right here. So it's already extracted out of here. I could reverse it like here, reversed. Is that right? I think that's all I need. It's either there or reverse it in there. Yeah, let's do that. No, let's do it there. Maintain the source code order since decoratives apply bottom up. Yes, exactly. And then let's just continue being not dry and then reverse them. So that should tighten up. Stop it, stop it, stop it. That should tighten up the that should basically fix things for now. That's fine. Wonderful. I feel like that yeah, they need to stay in the order that the author wrote them for sure. Consultant, product owner. So then this is a tech work request. I love it. The LLM is like, yes, it's a tech work request. We've got budgets. I haven't really defined what these must constraints and stuff are, but it's gonna be, it's gonna understand, I think, decently. And then off we go. Wonderful, love it. So then how is the weather? Okay, so I interrupt. This is working. I kind of don't want to see. You are a conversational, Where does it end? Oh dear, I can't find that. Any details? Love it. Surely this is it, right? To get started. That's a good question. Hold on, let me find it. Uh-huh. Right. Oh, interesting. It's not logged out here. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not defined yet. It's not defined. So then we get to listen. Of course, go runs. Right. Go rerun. So let me stop logging those state values. It seems to be basically a dictionary. So I could check for messages. I guess that's what I care about. Interview is defined. Oh, interview is coming out none. That's really interesting. Wait a second. Is that a bug? Or was it not populated? Where's that? Where's that? Yeah, self-done interview. That should actually totally be defined. Why is that coming out none? Let's just try this real quick. Let's assert that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no way that's not gonna throw. It's some other bug. Why is this interview coming out none? So, but that's fine. It's never not going to be none, so that's not going to be the condition. So we could basically say if state.values and state.values sub messages, then I think I think that's close enough to the logic to work. Let's see if that assert crashes, but I don't think it will. It did not. Yeah. And then if I run again, how is the weather? Right. It's not going to crash. So somehow that interview object is nulled out at some point, but that's fine. State values. Interview is none. Maybe? I don't know. We can debug that. Oh, I should be able to debug that in my dang tracer. So if I get out of... I gotta figure out how to, like, clear my search. I feel like now I'm... Yes. Found it. What's that? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Clear my search. So I should see, what's the point? When the state, let's see, when this listen runs, I should have state. Where's the state? Like, so when we get to listen, I should have a ton of state. Interview is null. Okay. Thank you. What about this? Resume. How's the weather? Oops. Wait. Update. Update is null. No. Okay. When it runs listen. Interview is null. Okay. At any point is the interview defined? Yes, the interview is defined here. Huh. Hi, I'm here to help. Okay, interesting. I may have a bug where it's nulled out or something. Right. Yeah, exactly. It definitely has to have that to make that system prompt. I don't know. Let's fix that later. I don't know if that's the same bug that I'm worried about right now. The bug that I'm worried about right now is, thanks for your message. What did I say? Did I say something? How's the weather? Uh-huh. Cool. Wonderful. Okay. Uh-huh. Here's my messages. Right, the messages are accumulating. That's fine. And then whoops. Tell me about your project. Okay. Yeah, the interview's nulled out. It's driving me crazy. Okay. Maybe I can like track it. So at this point, the state does have an interview object. Let's just maybe log it, right? Let's do this. So if there is a state, yeah, interview, something like that. No, don't set it. Okay, okay, let me just log that out and deal with that later. Seems like that interview object should always be there. Okay, so we'll just keep going though. I don't need to raise that exception anymore. So we'll do a command. There's the user input. Everything's cool. There's messages. Yes, there's a new conversation. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll say continuing conversation, right? Conversation. Awesome. So the thread ID will be in there. Great. Now what? These were all the interrupts. Uh-huh. It just simply returns them. Okay. I love it. So run. Whoops. Okay. All right. Yeah. No interview in the state. Okay. I knew that though. Now what? Could you tell me a bit? Okay, that interview object's lost. So the moment I type a message, that interview object is gone. Okay, I think I know what to do. Let's kill it and run a new one. Here's where I wish I could do my message ID. Ah, dang. What is that? Or thread ID, right? Let me just hard code it real quick. Self.thread ID. Yeah. Oh, look, I can let it. Let's do that. Let's let it pass in a thread ID. Interview thread ID. Yes, exactly. Optional string. And we'll do thread ID or that, right? Easy. Python, easy. So then I can pass that in my code. Wonderful. So when I create that, was that an interviewer object? The thread ID is gonna be like XXX. Let's see if that works. Go. Okay. Now, I wanted to just leave it here and go find it in my tracer. That's the point. So if we filter, wait, hello, I'm here to help. Is this it? Yay, there's my thread ID. So I can click this, and now I'm looking at my XXX. Right, so now I'm looking at my, um, I could like bookmark this is the point, because it's an easy thread ID for me to make. So it starts, ooh, mm-hmm. It starts, it initializes, there's definitely an interview object. Now, one problem is this is like a weird Python interview. This is a Python representation. It's a bizarre string where messages is actually a proper object. Okay. Now what? But nothing changes. So that's initialized. Then think runs. Still good. It returns it. Oh. Oh. I think I know the bug. When you make that command object, you have to tell it the updates, not just the values. I think I know the bug. I think I know the bug. Yeah. Yeah, or it's either here. Hold on. Yeah. It's somewhere. When you make that command object, you have to tell it. Where was that? You have to pass in a delta. I remember reading all this. No. Where was that? Command object. You have to pass in like a delta. Maybe it was the interrupt. So there's commands and interrupts. LLM invoke. Tool calls. Fine. Prompt the chatbot. That's the like original one. Resume execution. Here we go. Right. There's human response. There's the resume. Where's the code? I know I remember code that you had to send in the deltas. Bind, no. There's some data. Additional fields. Let me go read it. Yeah, let's see about state fields. I bet you it's in here. Yeah, there it is. Update equals. Here it is. Perfect. So the state update. So you update. Let me just do this field. Right. Perfect. So this is setting it fresh. Okay, here it is. Resume. So in addition to resume, there's update. Yes, there is. Does it go update resume or does it go resume update? It goes update resume. Let's do it that way. So what? Update equals update? Do I have any update? I don't. So let's make that the update. Shoot, where am I? Okay, go. Gonna go right here. So when we resume, that's the input. Oh, wait a second. So, oh, I guess there's no update. Do I do this? Update equals empty object? Is that the point? So we don't change any state. We just pass stuff back. I think that's correct. Stop it. I think that's correct. Maybe. And that's going to make it not wipe out the previous state, let's say. Okay. Let's try that. Kill it. Oh, wait. Let's change from XXY, right? Oh, PID? PID? Yeah, we'll try PID. What is it? Do I have OS? OS.PID? Or get PID, maybe? Get PID? Yeah, that's gonna work. Thread ID. Yeah, exactly. I think these PIDs are lame now on Linux, though. They're not short anymore. They're super... That's not bad. So if I should be able to copy that value and go and pull it up in my tracer. Go filter. Boom. New value. Go. But that's going to work. Cool. Okay, cool. Cool. So now I can trace pretty easily. All right, now where are we? Okay. What was the code that I just changed? It was, yeah, I did it. I did a null update. So I should actually see state defined. So let me just say, how's the weather? And my state should persist. Uh-oh, uh-oh. See, no, it's not. Okay. Okay. No interview in state. Right. Thank you. Dang, I thought that might work. New message. Hello, right? And then I say, how's the weather? And it says go. The interview's already lost. Oh, interesting. When I interrupt, it's lost. Well, let's actually go check. I can really trace it. Um, Listen, we're listening. So something's listening right now, right? What is this? Oh, it threw an exception, right? Or it had a cool. Uh-huh. And why are these like broken now? Right? Yes, yes. Okay, yes. How's the weather? Okay. I may system prompt it to like, I don't know, I don't know. Gotta decide how much to make the user be explicit. The point is to make it short and sweet. It starts here, resuming. But it's all the same thread ID, so I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong. What is this? All runs? Is this all runs with my filter? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Oh, I see. Cool. Oh, but if I look at my run, is it going to work? I'm here to help you. Yeah, my graphs like stop being graphy. I don't know if that's busted or okay. All right, I guess maybe like tidy this up and pause because this is also huge progress just getting it wired up, getting the prompts up, getting it following up. The fact that the interview object's lost is I'm not too worried because it's kind of useless as it is anyway, so it's not actually stopping me from getting anything done exactly. So it does definitely follow up. Like, tell me everything we have already discussed first, and then I am happy to get started, right? So it should say we talked about the weather. If it says we talked about the weather, yes, perfect. Yes. So the state of the messages is definitely working. And then I noticed, let's see, system message, you're a conversational thing. Okay, it's all in here. Could we focus on your project? Yeah, it's all in here. Okay. So it's accumulating up. So printing this is going to become a disaster in a second here. Let's see. Okay, awesome. New message comes out. Mm-hmm. You said, how's the weather? Okay. So let's log out and see what's changed. So some readme notes. So this is awesome. Look at that tiny, tiny diff. The Claude Code doesn't do stuff like that. Um, this is basically fine. So let me just say that like working like chat loop, but I think still buggy like what am I trying to say? Like management, like state and maybe, yeah, flow is still definitely buggy. Okay. So that's good. I'm gonna eat a little and pause this. So I'm not sure. I want to like go back here. What in the world? Yeah, let me go back. I know exactly what I want to do. Let me look at all my projects. Here it is. Because like if I click here, this is flat. Is that, did I just like make a mistake? Waterfall. Wait, nope, right, nope. Filter, no. I feel like, okay, and then, but like yesterday, start and end times. Yeah, let's try. The start date can be like a long time ago, but the end date should be like yesterday. 13. Apply. So all of these had a structure to them in the trace. Oh, okay, no, maybe like the UI's changed or something in the middle of me. I thought it had this like indentation to it, but that's fine because this is yesterday's trace, right? What's the timestamp on this? Yeah. Okay, fine. All right, I don't understand. This thing was indented like 2 seconds ago, and now it's all flush. Did I just mess up a thing? I kind of don't mind though. I like, no, I don't like my token counts. I don't know what tags are, but that sounds awesome. Cool. Uh, Fine, I'll figure it out later. That's not super important. Okay. Ooh, play. Oh, playground. Okay, let me get out and pause. I think this is good. Next is what? Uh, oh, I think I know. Yeah, I know exactly. I'm gonna write it down. I know exactly what to do next. So next, let me just write at the bottom with my little to-dos. I know exactly the next steps. What is this? Is this my little whiteboard? Features, yeah. So just whatever. Next steps. Um, Basically fix like the data model stuff. What do you call it? The uh like the interview object in the state. And then once that's fixed, the thing I can move next to is like I want to try to pull up this instructor or but something, but if it's going to be language agnostic, I don't know if I can use this. So I need to figure out how are we going to like get these how am I going to identify when the LLM, how do I know when the LLM has identified key data? That's the point. And then really pretty quickly I want it to support all those decorators like converting to different types, data types and stuff. So uh, the problem is this instructor. So I think if I use instructor and maybe I think it wouldn't be too hard to get this connected into the tracer. I don't think that would be too hard, but it doesn't do JavaScript, I believe, which is a shame because I think it might not be hard with now with LLMs helping to get this thing in 2 languages. Right. Yeah, validation. Exactly. It's just, yeah, exactly. It's doing all this awesome validation on the inside. So, but if it can't run in JavaScript, I don't know. I think it has to run in JavaScript. So I'll think about that. So that'll be the fun thing is once I can get the LLM saying there's some data coming back, it could use that system to return everything, to return all the decorators or to return validation errors, all these constraints, all that casting and all that stuff. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be totally awesome. And now I definitely understand there's one bug, but I basically totally understand the line graph, like the relationship between the line graph state, the line graph nodes, the and the like streaming system and the commands and the interrupts. I totally got all that now. So that's awesome. So let me stop. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, did I push it? Yeah, I did. Pushed it.